Welcome to Tri-Valley Sports Final, your program for the best in local sports action. On this week's show, the Dylan Volker to Mason Franks connection comes up big as the Livermore Cowboys face Alameda in the NCS Division II boys soccer playoffs. Riley Young is outstanding as the Foothill girls basketball team battles Antioch in the NCS Division II playoffs. And the best of the best in boys Tri-Valley wrestling square off at the EBAL championships. All that plus Dublin Amateur boys basketball and much more right here on Tri-Valley Sports Final. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. I'm Ian Bartholomew. On this week's show of NCS Boys Soccer featuring Livermore, NCS Girls Basketball featuring Foothill, and Dublin Amateur Boys Basketball. But to get us started with EBAL Wrestling, it's my co-host Tim Sobrandi.
That's right. We have some exciting wrestling action for you. The East Bay Athletic League Boys Wrestling Championships recently taking place at California High School in San Ramon. Their individual titles in 14 weight classes were decided with the top wrestlers in each division moving on to the North Coast Section Championships. And here we pick it up in the 108-pound division from California. And we've got Josh Baker from Granada. He's only a sophomore. He would have the reversal and then ultimately would end up getting the pin at 253. You see the referee and raising his hand, Jack Baker of Granada. 122 pounds, Youssef Amin of Dublin. He's only a sophomore, facing Manuel Martin of De La Salle. These two are going back and forth. Martin puts Amir on his back for the takedown, would eventually score the pin at 40 seconds, but Amin would still end up advancing all the way to the state tournament. Next, at 128 pounds, Nathan Merrick of Amador Valley. Gio Cuevas, De La Salle. Cuevas with the takedown. Merrick trying to get away, but Cuevas just ended up proving to be a little bit too strong here, would ultimately get the pin at the 117 mark. So we go to the 134 pounds. We got Nick Baxter of Granada, only a sophomore, against Carlos Vasquez of De La Salle. Vasquez picking up points and generally in control of the match for the most part. Baxter was able to bridge out of a pin attempt. Nice job there getting away. But would still, you see here, also about to get pinned, but he does a nice job getting out of that. But it would still end up being Vasquez winning 7-0 on points. Actually, next we go to the 152 pounds. Brody Allen, Amador Valley. TJ Arvizu of De La Salle. Arvizu getting a couple points, but Allen would end up putting Arvizu on the mat. No points awarded. End up being some reversals. Allen does a good job escaping, end up getting a point right there. And they would keep at it. This one would be close throughout. Allen would get a takedown, eventually get another 2 points. But it would be Arvizu of De La Salle who would end up getting the win on points by a score of 6-3. Then in the 159-pound championships, Toa Bodley of Foothill, a senior, and going up against De La Salle, Ekmendika, who would be in control early, getting points, up on points. Bodley, though, nice job there with the reversal. They would end up ultimately being tied at 8-8, so a lot of points scored in what proved to be an exciting match, but De La Salle would end up getting the win there, 16-10. We'll have more boys wrestling a little later in the show. De La Salle, of course, performed very well in many of the lower weight classes. Granada's Jack Baker, however, capturing the 108-pound title.
Yeah, great job by Baker. 37-4 after the EBAL tournament, ranked 21st in the state, so he's really one to watch. Only a sophomore, and a lot of the second and third place finishers were from our schools, though.
Yeah, and you see, I mean, De La Salle's so strong. Yeah. You know, Granada obviously a power, but I mean, like I mentioned, Youssef Amin, you know, he ends up getting takedown here against a very very good opponent from De La Salle, but still ends up going all the way to the state championships, coming in second in his weight class at NCS.
And as Tim mentioned, we'll have more wrestling later in the show in the middle and upper weight divisions. But up next is our Tri-Valley Sports Final Game of the Week. This week we're in Pleasanton for girls basketball as Foothill faces Antioch in the NCS playoffs. Plus a little later, we'll see the Dublin boys basketball team meet Amador. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. A chance to advance to the quarterfinals of the NCS Division II girls basketball playoffs were on the line recently as the 5th-seeded Foothill Falcons hosted number 12 Antioch. Falcons also entered the game looking for their 20th victory of the season. And we go out to Foothill. Falcons break the huddle, led by head coach Cheryl Namoka. Pick it up in the first half. Sophie Nguyen inside to Riley Young for 2. Moments later, Nguyen dribbles and flips it in. Now Nguyen leads the break. Ahead to Betty Terpstra, who waits for the defender to pass, then scores. Panthers try to climb back into the game. Amira Jenkins ahead to Ania Haynes for the basket. But the Falcons continue to light it up. Megan Najim to Terpstra. Underneath to Aliyah Heisey. And to close out the first half, Riley Young picks up the loose ball and buries the jumper at the break. Foothill leads 35-23. Third quarter, more good ball movement. Terpstra to Nguyen to Madeline Rice. The bounce pass to Young for 2. Now Rice inbounds to Terpstra. That makes it 42-23. This time Terpstra goes baseline for the banker. Now Jim passes to Heisey. Underneath to Young for 2 of her 18 points. Rice now passes cross court to Terpstra. Her jumper is short, but she soars in for the rebound and lays it in. She also had 18 points. And to close things out, Layla Shore to Rice to Nguyen. Out to Najim for the rainbow three-pointer. She finished with 8 points. Foothill goes on to roll past Antioch 53-39. Riley Young and Betty Terpstra combined for 36 points as the Falcons roll to the easy win. Fortunately, Foothill would see their season come to an end in their next game, however, as they fell to 4th-seeded Moreau Catholic, but still great year for Foothill. They win 20 games and really kind of set the mark for the next couple of years, how this program looks like it's going to head.
Undoubtedly. I mean, and that 20-win milestone is a big milestone. That's always something, as making the post, you have different things, right? Making the NCS, getting to 20 wins if you're fortunate enough to win a championship. But, Foothill going up against Moreau Catholic, who was in the NCS title game last year, that was a tough assignment in the end, but so much to be proud of, and congratulations to the Falcons, outstanding year. From Foothill, we're going to go to Dublin on the boys' side with the Gales facing the Amador Valley Dons in the EBAL boys basketball playoffs. And there you see the Gales breaking the huddle. Coach Costello and the team, but we pick it up here with Jalen Smith and Brady McMullen. Nice combination there. Dons get the basket. Dublin on the other end, it'd be Anthony Knight passing it to Demas Coley. Nice cut and the layup. Back on the other end, we see Jaden Jones. Nice steal there. Pick up the loose ball, and he would end up bringing it home for the layup. Demas Coley now to Gabe Neary, who gets it to a cutting Anthony Knight, lays it up and in. Nice backdoor cut there by Knight. Don's other side, it would be Adrian Philippe, knocking down the 3 in the corner. Philippe again, this time kicking it out to Ani Chuduri. Another 3-pointer. The Dons known for their prolific outside shooting. Dublin, just a lot of weapons. Anthony Knight driving and scoring there. Here we see the senior Gabe Neary dribble, backs his player in, and then hits the jump hook. Crowd like that one. And then it'd be Cooper Che on the fast break. Knight ended up getting the loose ball, would end up scoring, and Dublin would end up winning this one by a wide margin. You see the teams there after the game. The final score right there. Evan Bautista, Jalen Stokes combining for 41 points. The Gales win big. They outscored Amador Valley 30-13 in the first quarter and never looked back.
Yeah, a 28-point halftime lead, and they just rolled. And nice to see some of the guys we don't always see in these games get some playing time, too.
Yeah, and you can see even the strength of some of the guys coming off the bench, how strong they are. This was a win that really catapulted the Gales to a postseason run. You know, the hot shooting they had that night, I mean, that was the hottest shooting they've been all year. Amador Valley really ran into a buzzsaw, and the Gales could not miss, and then I think that gave them confidence as they headed into deeper runs within E-ball and NCS.
Yeah, a tough loss to De La Salle in the semis, but in NCS they've done really well, and next week we'll see them against Liberty in the NCS semis.
And it all began with this game. They scored 32 points in the previous game, 91 against Amador Valley. And the Dons, credit to them too, they had a nice season as well.
Some good shooters on that team. And that's going to do it for boys basketball. Up next, we'll have boys soccer as Livermore takes on Alameda in the NCS Division II playoffs. Plus, a little later, we'll have more action from EBAL wrestling. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. It's been a good season for the Livermore boys soccer team. During league play, Livermore defeated current NCS Division I finalist Doherty Valley 3-2. They also tied crosstown rival Granada, who finished the year with an overall record of 13-5-2. Recently, Livermore was in action once again as they went on the road to face Alameda in the NCS Division II playoffs. And we go out to Alameda. Livermore breaks the huddle, pick it up in the first half. No score. Dylan Volker fires, and it's just off the mark. Moments later, Cowboys go on the attack again. The long pass to Volker, who dribbles and feeds Mason Franks for the goal. Livermore jumps on top, 1-0. Hornets try to respond. Jackson Babbitt ahead to Natan Welde for the header, pulled down by Aurier Ramirez. Now, Hugh Reitmeyer crosses. Ball's deflected to Colin Perro, who shoots off the mark. This time, Perro dribbles, but Alex Ramirez comes over and kicks it out of bounds. Now, long pass to Gerardo Macias, who shoots, covered up by goalie Max Fry. This time, ball goes to Welde. In the box, he fires and again pulled down by Ramirez. The Livermore goalie would have a big first half. Here Perro shoots and a diving save by Ramirez. Late in the first period though, Hornets get the equalizer. The corner kick goes to Dylan Speed, who puts it in. That ties the game at 1. More Cowboy defense. William Ledden comes over, makes a nice play. Now an Alameda free kick, goes into a crowd in front of the goal. Carter Babbitt boots it in. At the half, Hornets grab a 2-1 lead. During the intermission, the Cowboys discuss strategy with their coaches. Move it now to the second half, more Livermore defense. Ball's kicked into the box, but eventually Dylan Volker is there to dribble it out. Moments later though, the Hornets add to their lead. Perro passes back to Jackson Babbitt for the goal. That extends the Alameda lead to 3-1. Livermore tries to answer. Volker to Mason Franks, deflected away by Fry. Now some great Cowboy defense as goalie Josh Aguilar knocks it away. This time, pass goes to Babbitt, who shoots and saved by Aguilar. The Livermore goalie would play well. Here, he makes a diving save. Cowboys try to cut into the lead. Volker's free kick goes to Arjan Kumar, punched away by Fry. Later, Livermore would get a penalty kick, and Volker cashes in with the goal. That makes it 3-2. Closing moments now. Cowboys trying to tie. Franks to Volker. Back to Franks. Off the post. so close. Alameda holds on to defeat Livermore in a thriller 3-2. There you see the final score as the Hornets earn the win, but a great comeback by the Cowboys, who were inches away from possibly sending this game to overtime, and a really good team in Livermore.
No doubt, and you use the word thriller. This was it was such an exciting game, wide open soccer. Yeah. You know, great scoring opportunities for both teams, great goaltending by both teams, some just excellent defensive plays in the box, just up and down and just so close off the post. But Livermore still a lot to be proud of. Big wins throughout the regular season and a very tough e-ball, and a nice showing there in the NCS playoffs. From boys soccer, we're going to go back to e-ball championship wrestling as we move to the boys middle and upper weight divisions. And there you see Coach Jackson of Granada looking on, instructing his teammates, and we have his players, his wrestlers, and we have William Dawson, the senior of Granada, in control throughout. And here we see him getting an escape, end up holding on late and preserving the 3-0 lead. He would end up winning this one 3-0. So now we go to 192. Jake Blake of Granada, Aiden Ochoa of Livermore. Crosstown rivals battling it out. Ochoa with the early takedown up 2-0. And you see them here again. Ochoa would end up getting taken down by Blake. And we'll see the escape. It ends up being 3-3. So we would end up having to go to a tiebreaker in this one. And Ochoa right there in control. Blake, Ochoa, they're battling. You got fans in the background calling for a point. The excitement. This one would go down to points, and when it came to points, it would end up being Ochoa of Livermore who would end up getting the win by a final score of 5-4. What a thrilling match it was. 217-pound division, Jaden Wood, Amador Valley, Omar Torres of De La Salle. Wood puts Torres on the mat. Then he would end up rolling Torres on his back. No pin though. So Wood would keep at it. And eventually he would end up getting the pin as he celebrates there at the 3:46 mark. Good job there by Jaden Wood of Amador Valley. So we finish it with this, 287 pounds, Asher Nishki, the junior from Livermore. Ended up getting an escape early. Then he would put Kalhai's Pahulu on his back, tied 4-4. Nishki reverse. Pahulu would end up escaping. This one was also an exciting one. We get into the final seconds. Nishki of Livermore would end up holding on and winning by a score of 8-7. You see them congratulating each other. Hard-fought match, and just really some great, thrilling wrestling. You see the boys' final team scores there with De La Salle winning with the 321 points, Granada finishing in second, Amador Valley coming in third, Livermore in fifth, followed by Foothill and Dublin. Really exciting matches.
Yeah, the Ochoa match was just outstanding. He won his third straight EBAL championship. Great career for him, and Blake was just outstanding. It was just really a great match.
So many close ones too. Yeah. You know, 8-7, 4-3, going into overtime. You know, it was, and that's what you get. You expect that when you get to the championships. So glad we were out, be able to get some coverage out there.
Yeah, and we'll be able to see Wood and Nitschke next year. They'll be back once again.
That's right. A lot of talent coming back. There'll be more right after these messages. So please stay with us.
Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports File. On next week's show, we'll have more wrestling as we feature the EBAL Girls Championships And every year we see more and more girls from the Tri-Valley doing well at NCS, moving on to state and competing for medals there. It seems it's really growing.
It's really growing, and this is actually one of the more emerging. I mean, we've always had strong wrestling, but I think girls in particular, as it relates to NCS and opportunities in the state, we're seeing overwhelming response from our girls here in the Tri-Valley.
Yeah, a lot of really talented wrestlers. We'll also see NCS boys basketball, the Gales taking on Liberty in the NCS Division I playoffs. A big win there for Dublin. That was exciting.
Well, thrilling night, and again, it started with that Amador Valley game, but Dublin's postseason run, really been solid. They picked it up on defense, getting some clutch shots at key moments.
And we'll also see Foothill under first-year head coach Tommy Seck going on the road to face the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons.
That's a tough assignment. Going to even the new Dragons now.
Right.
It's
not the pit.
It's not the pit, but it's still tough.
Yeah.
But Foothill again, Coach Seck, great season, and it's good to see the Falcons and the Dons kind of getting back into it and making a run at NCS.
And we'll also have a little bit of open division action. Granada taking on Clayton Valley. So Matadors trying to get back up there, and they're looking ahead to the state tournament.
Well, yeah, Granada's another powerhouse. I mean, we've seen this program the last few years under Coach Q, and it doesn't matter. Even when they lose guys, they retool, and them and Clayton Valley is a great matchup.
And we also have some NCS soccer as well. But that will do it for this edition of Tri-Valley Sports Final. Tim's Brandon, me and Bartholomew. Thanks for watching. See you next week.